The mountain breathes. Wind howls across jagged cliffs, carrying with it the cries of hawks and the thunder of distant avalanches. High above the savanna floor, where the air thins and the clouds brush the peaks, life clings precariously to stone. But what if long before history, humans were born to these mountains and never left? What if survival itself meant conquering the heights of Earth? In this story, we descend into the dawn of a people who carved existence not from fertile plains, but from sheer cliffs and frozen ridges. Could they endure? Could they thrive? Or would the mountain break them? The first light of dawn cuts across the ridges, painting the granite walls in gold. A band of Australopithecus clings to the rocky ledges, their silhouettes framed against the rising sun. They move with practiced agility, gripping fissures with stone-hardened hands and toes, carrying woven bundles of roots and herbs wrapped in giant leaves. Below the valley floor is shrouded in mist, unreachable, untouchable, a world forever apart. Up here, survival is carved one breath at a time. A mother carries her infant close to her chest, her arms trembling with the effort of climbing. Beside her, a youth grips a sharpened shard of stone, testing its edge as he watches for the shadow of predators, mountain leopards, hungry and silent, that stalk the narrow ridges. At the rear, an elder coughs violently, leaning against the stone, his strength waning. Two others lift him, their bodies pressed tight against the cliff, refusing to let him fall. No words pass between them. Their movements speak of trust, of duty, of survival, bound by blood. The tribe reaches a plateau where thin streams of water drip from melting ice. They gather carefully, placing leaves beneath the flow, folding them into makeshift vessels. A child slips and nearly tumbles toward the edge, but a hand snatches him back, fingers digging into the earth, saving him by inches. The group exhales as one, the rhythm of danger constant, the mountain always demanding attention. Then the first knot of conflict tightens. Across the plateau, another group emerges from the fog, leaner, hungrier, their eyes hollow but sharp. These are rivals, mountain kin, who share the same peril, but not the same fire. The two groups lock eyes. There is no language, no truce, just instinct. The air crackles with tension as hands grip stones, knuckles, whitening muscles, coiled for attack. Yet the moment holds, stretched taut as a bowstring, until the wind itself seems to push them apart. The strangers vanish back into the mist, leaving behind only the echo of their threat. Relief fades quickly, for the mountain conjures a new trial. Clouds gather above, thick and bruised, rolling across the peaks with alarming speed. Thunder growls, and soon the rain lashes down, turning the stone into a slick death trap. Lightning strikes a tree, rooted into the cliff, splintering it into a fire that hisses against the storm. The tribe scrambles into a cave, huddling together, their bodies pressed tight, the roar of nature outside shaking their bones. Inside the darkness, the infant wails. The elder shivers, his breath, ragged his chest, rattling like loose stones. A young woman chews bitter herbs, crushing them into a paste with her teeth, then smears it onto his skin, hoping to draw out the fever. Around them, shadows flicker as lightning illuminates the cave mouth, reminding them that the mountain shows no mercy. But from suffering comes unity. The tribe presses close, sharing heat, wrapping their fragile bodies in hides and leaves. Hands clasp shoulders, eyes close, and in the storm's fury they endure together. For in this world, survival is not just strength or speed. It is the unyielding bond that holds them against the mountain's wrath. The storm passes. Sunlight, pierces the clouds once more, scattering diamonds of water across the stone. The tribe emerges battered but unbroken, gazing out at a horizon of endless peaks. Ahead lies another trial, another climb, another chance to live. The mountain still breathes, and so do they. The tribe ascends again, muscles burning as they climb toward a ridge crowned with jagged stone. Their bare feet grip the wet rock, leaving prints darkened by rain. Each movement is slow, deliberate. One mistake means death. Below them, the valley is nothing but a white sea of clouds. Up here, the world feels both infinite and fragile, a kingdom of air where only the most resilient can survive. At the ridge, they find the remnants of a killbone scattered, gnawed to splinters. The marks are fresh, deep grooves carved by sharp fangs. The scent of musk still lingers. Eyes widen. The predator is near. A ripple of fear courses through the group as they gather into a tight circle, stone tools, raised children shielded at the center. The silence is suffocating, then it breaks. A leopard lunges from the rocks, its golden body a blur of muscle and fury. Chaos erupts. One male slams his stone shard against the beast's flank. Another hurls rocks, their shouts guttural and raw. The leopard's claws rake across a hunter's arm, blood spilling dark against pale stone. The tribe rallies, swarming together, their blows striking in rhythm. Finally, the predator retreats, limping and snarling into the shadows, leaving the group trembling but alive. The wounded man collapses, clutching his torn flesh. Survival now demands more than courage. The young woman who tended to the elder springs into action. She presses herbs into the wound, binding it with strips of hide. Her hands shake, but do not falter. The others watch, breathing heavy, their eyes lit with a fire older than words, the will to protect, to endure, to remember that each life is bound to the tribe. Exhaustion weighs heavy, yet hunger gnaws deeper. The mountain offers little. Roots are dug from thin soil berries plucked sparingly from thorny shrubs. The men set out on another hunt, scaling narrow ledges in pursuit of mountain goats. The animals leap effortlessly across gaps that would kill a human in an instant. Stones are hurled, one striking true, and a goat falters, tumbling down to the rocks below. The tribe descends, retrieving the carcass with reverence, as though the mountain itself has offered them a gift. That night, fire crackles at the cave mouth. Flames flicker against walls etched with smoke, casting shadows that dance like spirits. Meat sizzles fat, dripping into the fire, the smell rich and intoxicating. Children press close to their mothers, eyes wide as the hunters carve the flesh with stone blades. A meal shared is more than nourishment. It is memory, celebration, survival written into the marrow of their existence. But peace is fleeting. From the darkness beyond the firelight shapes move figures outlined by the glow, watching, waiting. The rival clan has returned, drawn by the scent of roasted meat. Their eyes gleam with hunger, their bodies taut with desperation. The tribe stiffens, gripping stones once more. The air thickens with tension, silence broken only by the hiss of fire. Two worlds collide on the edge of survival. The mountain has given, but it demands blood in return. The rival clan steps forward, their silhouettes looming in the fire's glow. Stones are lifted, muscles tense, and for a moment, it seems the night will erupt in violence. But the storm that passed has left its mark. Every body is weakened, every spirit frayed. Instead of charging, both tribes hesitate, their hunger warring with their exhaustion. The scent of meat crackles in the air like a spark. One elder from the rival side, gaunt and hollow-eyed, collapses to his knees, his hands spread in surrender. The gesture is simple, but it ripples through the tense silence. The tribe hesitates. Then one of the women breaks a piece of roasted meat and lays it upon a flat stone, pushing it toward the strangers. The rivals stare, suspicion heavy in their eyes, yet desperation wins. They step forward, take the offering, and lower their stones. The mountain, cruel and merciless, has forced a choice not to fight, but to share. That night, the cave becomes more than shelter. Both clans huddle close to the fire, exchanging no words, only glances, only breaths. Children from opposite sides drift into sleep beside each other, their tiny hands resting on the same hide. Wounds are tended, meat divided, and though trust is fragile as the thin mountain air, unity grows in the shadows. When dawn breaks, the clouds part to reveal endless peaks stretching toward the horizon. The tribes emerge together, their silhouettes etched against the rising sun. What began as rivalry has shifted into survival, bound by common need. The mountain does not bow, it does not forgive, but in its harsh embrace, it has carved strength, resilience, and perhaps the first fragile threads of alliance. For on these cliffs 7 million years ago, humanity learned one truth: the mountain can be conquered only when faced together.